Hello, my dear scholars. Take your English students book. Today we are going to start Unit 6. Children, have you ever seen a spider's web? Why does a spider weave its web? Do you think the threads of the web are strong? Let's find the answers of this question through this story. Unit 6, the story of Arachne. Children, Arachne is a Greek name. Its spelling is Arachne, but its pronunciation is Arachne. And this story is from Greek mythology. Mythology means the stories which are traditional stories and which have gods and deities as their characters in the story. Let's see what's in the story. Children, this story is about a girl whose name was Arachne and she was very good at weaving. Now let's see what's in the story. Read this story about a girl who was proud of her weaving. Once upon a time, a young girl by the name of Arachne lived in Greece. She was not only beautiful but was also very talented. From morning till noon, she would sit in the sunlight and spin the finest threads. Spin means children to turn round and round, which is very fast. Then, from noon until night, she would sit in the shade and weave the finest cloth. I told you, children, weave means to make cloth by repeated crossed a single thread through two sets of long threads on a loom. See, this is a loom and it looks like a frame. And through this machine, the process of weaving is done. Everything that she wove on her loom was lovely. Children, wove means it is the past tense of weave, and whatever she wove on her loom, on her machine, was lovely and beautiful. She used cotton, silk, and wool to make clothes. What are cotton, silk, and wool, children? These are natural fibers, and all these fibers she used on her machine to make fabric. Different fabric, silk, cotton cloth, wool. So all she had used on her machine. Every piece of cloth that came from Arachne's loom was thin, soft, and bright. People came all over the world to see it. The fabric, they said, looked so gorgeous that it seemed to be made from the rays of sunlight and threads of gold. So, children, her work was appreciated by people, and from all over the world, people came to see her fabric. Fabric means the cloth which she made on her loom using different fibers. And people looked her work, they appreciated her work, and they said that she had made this fabric using the rays of sunlight and threads of gold because her fabric was so bright, so soft, and so thin, and so shiny too. There is no cloth or yarn in this world that is as beautiful as mine, said Arachne proudly as she sat in the sunlight and spun. So she was proud of her work and she proudly said that no other yarn, no other cloth is made in the world as beautiful as mine. One fine afternoon, a passerby stopped to speak with Arachne as she was weaving. Who taught you to spin and weave so beautifully? So one day a passerby came and she asked Arachne that who taught you to spin and weave? Who is passerby? What do you mean by passerby, children? A person who walks past you on the street. So Arachne replied that I learnt it on my own. The passerby was surprised and added, is it possible that Athena, the goddess of wisdom, has taught you to weave? Perhaps you don't know it? That passerby told Arachne that it is possible that Athena, who is the goddess of wisdom, has taught you to weave. Perhaps you don't know. Perhaps means maybe you don't know it. Arachne answered vainly, Athena, are you crazy? I am sure she cannot spin such skeins of yarn as this. So Arachne answered vainly. Vainly means uselessly. She answered, Athena, are you crazy? She cannot spin such skeins of yarns as this. So Arachne was proud of herself that no one else could do all this weaving and spinning like her. Just as she had finished speaking these words, Arachne saw a tall woman in the doorway. The moment she finished speaking, she saw a tall woman in the doorway. Doorway means an entrance to a room. The woman had wrapped around her shoulders a long cloak. Cloak means children, a sleeveless outdoor overgarment that hangs loosely from the shoulders. ये जो पीछे लंबा कपड़ा होता है ना, जो ऐसे हैंग करता है, that is called cloak. Although her face seemed attractive, it was stern. So she was looking attractive, but she was very serious and strict too. Suddenly, Arachne felt that she could not meet the woman's gaze, as her grey eyes were so sharp they almost cut through her. So Arachne was not able to gaze at her. Gaze means to look at something for a long time, because her grey eyes were so sharp and that grey eyes almost cut through her. So she was not able to gaze at her for a long time. I am the goddess of craft and wisdom. My name is Athena. The woman spoke. That woman introduced herself in front of Arachne, and she said to Arachne that, Arachne, I have heard that you have been boasting about your spinning and weaving skills. So Athena told Arachne that I have heard that you have been boasting. Boasting means children talking in a way that shows that someone is too proud of something. Yes, Arachne was too proud of herself that no one could spin and weave like her. So she was very proud. And Athena asked her that, can you really weave as well as I can? So Athena ने पूछा, क्या तुम मेरे जैसा weave कर सकती हो? Arachne very proudly answered, oh yes, most certainly I can. So Arachne said, yes, I can. Most certainly. Children, this word most certainly word, when you will use this word certainly, when you agree or disagree strongly to a request or a question. जब आपको किसी चीज के लिए स्ट्रांगली हाँ बोलना है या स्ट्रांगली ना बोलना है, तब आप ये वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं. So Arachne answered strongly, yes, I can. Athena was not pleased with her response. Although, not pleased. Pleased means she was not happy with her answer. Then let us do something. 3 days from now, we will have a weaving competition. You will weave on your loom and I on mine. So Athena told that after 3 days we will have a weaving competition, and she will weave on her loom and Athena will weave her on hers. The great Zeus, the mighty god, shall be the judge in this competition. So Athena told that the great God, mighty God, who is powerful and who is very strong, the god Zeus will judge this competition. If he says you are a better weaver, I shall never weave again. But if my work is judged better than yours, you will have to stop using the loom and the spindle. Do you agree? So Athena kept a condition in front of Arachne that if if my work is judged better than yours, then you will stop weaving and spinning. And if your work is judged better, then I will stop weaving. Do you agree? So Athena asked this to Arachne. Children, see this. This is a picture of spindle. What do you mean by spindle? Spindle is a thin pointed rod. See, it is a thin pointed rod used for spinning wool into thread by hand. So this is called spindle. So Athena asked Arachne that do you agree with this condition? Yes, I agree, said Arachne without thinking. So she agreed, Arachne agreed. We shall meet soon, said Athena, and she disappeared. So she said that we will meet soon. Athena said that we will meet on the day of competition. So children, right now we hold on here and the rest of the story we will be doing in our next video. I hope you will read the whole story and it is very interesting. Read it once. Bye bye. Good day.